For you tonight at 10, a high-stakes dispute continues between the city of Houston and the state of Texas, all over a controversial immigration policy.
We've been talking about this. The state revoked $110 million in funding over a new HPD immigration ordinance. Now the mayor is pushing to overturn that policy to get the money restored. Last week, City Council approved an ordinance clarifying when officers can detain someone for immigration purposes. The mayor says the loss of funding has already had an immediate impact, including cuts to police overtime. He calls it a serious blow for Houston public safety, especially with the World Cup coming to town. And with so much to unpack regarding the money and how the community is reacting to this dispute, Maria Aguilera is getting reaction from both sides of this hot button issue for us. Maria.
Yeah, Len and Mia, tonight some Houston City Council members say they want to file a temporary restraining order and get it in front of a judge as soon as tomorrow. And while that push continues, there's still no agreement and no final decision from city leaders. Tonight, a growing dispute between the city and the state over an immigration ordinance Houston City Council recently passed. Now turning into a back and forth over what happens next.
The governor has the authority to give and take monies away, and we better listen to him, and that's my responsibility as mayor, and that means working with Austin to get them to restore the monies that they froze yesterday.
Mayor John Whitmire says the state has already frozen $110 million in funding, forcing immediate changes, including cuts impacting Houston police. He says the priority is getting that money back.
And I'm asking for one day to go to court.
I respectfully disagree.
That exchange highlighting the divide as some council members push to take this fight to court. Attorneys with the ACLU of Texas, like David Donati, argue the ordinance at the center of this fight does not stop police from working with federal immigration authorities. But state officials argue it goes too far, saying it limits how Houston police can coordinate with ICE.
I don't deny that this is a huge impact on the city of Houston, $110 million to public safety. We are talking about police and firefighters. We are literally talking about an effort to defund the police because Governor Abbott doesn't like the ordinance that our elected officials implemented last week.
Meanwhile, Houston City Controller is urging city leaders to hold their ground. In a statement, he says in part, this ordinance is grounded in a simple principle: protect Houstonians while upholding the law. The mayor and the city attorney agreed that this approach was legal, adding that the city attorney should be in court immediately fighting this attempt by the governor to defund the police. With different views from city leaders, attorneys, and elected officials, the question now is whether to fight the state in court or change course. Yeah, tonight the governor's office says that future funding is on hold and that the city of Houston could be required to pay back that $110 million. Now, Mayor Whitmire says some of that money has already been spent and that there's no way to pay that back. Now, if that's the case, the state also adds that they could even withhold other funds as well. Now, there is another council meeting scheduled for Friday, and of course, we'll continue to follow this as it develops. Live in Houston, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
There is so much at play here, so much to follow. We know you'll stay on top of it all. Maria Aguilera with what we need to know tonight. Thank you.